It's a very heavy pitch. It's going to be a war of attrition.
It is.
We're going to see a lot of blood and thunder here.
Yeah, I think it's just going to have to be a very direct approach from both teams. It's not the day to go around the opposition, it's a day of going through them. I think the kicking game is going to prove very, very pivotal to the outcome of the game. You know, the team that can obviously, kick well and end their sets well on their terms, and then really front load energy defensively will put themselves in a good position. But kick-off underway, Matt. Over to you, son.
Big first carry. Maybe that's a taste of what we can expect this evening. The Vikings trying to make their way forward on what is one of the shortest pitches in the competition. Not a long pitch whatsoever, and the Rams, they know all too well, playing here weekly, that they have to win the territory battle. If you can do that on this pitch, you have every single chance of winning the game. Here's Logan Tompkins, and it's played back into Chapel House. Strong carry from him as he wrestles his way to the 40.
It's his second carry of the set as well,
and he's already caked in mud. Here's a last. It's a 40-20 attempt here, but it's not quite got the distance on it. Will Oates collects it, and here's Dewsbury's first carry. It's the winger bringing the ball in field, and the Rams will start on their own 40.
Yeah, not the greatest kick there from Lyons. He needed to put a little bit more weight behind the kick, didn't he? So, there's an error.
He's given a knock on here against Oates and said it effectively deemed it as an incorrect play the ball.
Correct. Yeah.
So it'd be a head and feed for the Vikings, and well, we just said it's all about winning the territory battle. That's Absolutely. Not what you want to do on your first carry.
No, not at all, Matt, not at all. I was just going to say, I didn't think it was the greatest kick from Joe Lyons previously. Didn't get enough sort of weight behind the kick, so Will Oates was able to field it and get back to his own 40-metre line on play one. But Paul Sykes obviously losing possession of the football in the next play, and it's given Widnes a fantastic opportunity early in this game. He's spinning now down the short side, stepping back off the right, trying to skim back across the defensive line back infield.
He's lively, isn't he, Jake Spenning? Here's Tompkins at dummy half. Then we'll just try and gradually work their way forward here. This is Pat Moran up to the Dewsbury 40. Tompkins has a look around him. He looks to the right, and that's where he'll go. It's into Lyons. A pass back infield to Baker, who's had a fantastic start to the season, has served a suspension, but very, very impressive according to people at Widnes. Tompkins looks to the right, goes to the left, an early kick from Craven over the top. Who's going to get to this one first? Martin. Well, has he been able to leave that in the end? Yes, he has. He's done very well.
Well, he shadowed that really, really well there, has Martin. That's a massive play there for his team. I thought by all money he was going to knock it dead there, but he's managed to somehow shadow it across the line, and he's done a great job there.
In a 7-tackle set, which on this pitch is very, very crucial. Here's one of Dewsbury's big meter eaters, Ryder. He is really pivotal to this team and does a lot of work in back play that often goes unnoticed. The Rams almost up to halfway now, looking for the opening points of this game. Here's Chris Anakin, Dewsbury born. He's joined the club in the off-season from Wakefield and done well in the early games. Only 2 games in, of course, the Rams to their campaign. Latest carry incoming. That one is from Nelms, the former Halifax man. Sykes just dinks one into the air. A bit of pressure here on Jack Owens, but under pressure he's calm, claims it. Michael Knowles there to meet him. The Vikings start on their own 10. Bring the ball away now. Here is Jake Mamo, his first involvement of the game. And the linesman's on here. What's he see?
He's saying it might have been a bit of a grapple tackle there around the neck of Mamo. Michael Knowles.
Look at this.
It was great line speed from Knowles. I said it was a really good end of the set for Dewsbury, finishing in that corner. I think it's this one here. Knowles around the neck there. I think it will be a grapple tackle there, and penalty will go to Widnes. So it's a disappointing start for the Dewsbury Rams, Matt. Their first possession, they knock on, they give Widnes field position. They then get themselves down. That was a really good outcome to the set. Had Widnes where they wanted them, and a play 1 yardage penalty, just not good enough. Has to be better.
Yep, Mamo, here he is, he won that penalty. Field to sped in, and off go Widnes once again. Bringing the ball forward through Ellis Robson, who very highly rated at Warrington. Yep. I'm sure you'll tell me more about him at some point during the programme. Chapel Howe now. Vikings, they go over halfway here. Still 0-0 at the Tetley Stadium with Tompkins at dummy half. A little drop of the shoulder into Lyons, and now Owens joins the line. Hands off one. Good hit in the ribs from Paul Sykes. Jack Owens will feel that one in the morning.
Yeah, it was a well-timed challenge there from Sykes. Got him right little rib tickler there.
Lyons again. Widnes with a set-up play. What can they come up with here in the middle of the field. Looks like the numbers are going to the left-hand side. That's where the ball goes to. It's with Craven into the line. Now Lyons just puts the brakes on, but he's got it to Owens. Out to the left-hand side. This is an opportunity.
Oh, the ball's good tackle there from Martin.
Good scramble defence there from the Dewsbury Rams. And Widnes, it was fluid, it was quick.
It was.
But Dewsbury up to the mark.
I'll tell you something I'm liking with Widnes so far is I'm admiring the patience of them. They've been pretty content just keeping the ball down that middle third of the channel, dropping people under against the grain, and it's always smart in these conditions to drop people against and change of angle, because it gets, you get stuck in the mud and it just makes it more difficult for the opposition to defend you. But they've been content with just turning the ball back inside, haven't they? Keeping it down that middle third, and they just said that was the first real sort of, I suppose, attacking threat they showed there by moving the ball, and they almost catch Dewsbury there on the outside, but fantastic scramble tackle there from Martin, the fullback.
Yeah, he's been a real highlight so far in the opening games for Dewsbury, and he's had a solid start to this one with that shadow, as you called it, to get the ball out for a 7-tackle set, and then the tackle there. It's a good carry from him.
Strong carry.
He's a big man, isn't he? You won't want him running at you.
Who was that? That was a great carry.
That was a superb carry. Here's the latest ball in now, and already the Rams, they are over halfway with the number 14, Sam Day, at dummy half. They've made good meters here. Like we said, it's an easy ground to make meters at.
Yes, it is. It's a short pitch, narrow pitch.
Liam Finn, don't want to give him time with the boot. He's got it right in the corner. It's a good chase from Gabriel. Owens has managed to ride the tackle, but look where Widnes start on their own try line once again.
Absolutely, fantastic kick from Liam Finn, and rewarded by a really good kick chase. And that's great line speed from the Rams there. 2 plays inside the 10. They just need to keep their discipline.
Is Mamo coming from the wing into centre field to get through some work for his side, certainly for the evening anyway. Jake Mamo. Put on his back, up he gets now, and it's Baker with the good hit there from Martin Riley. Widnes not quite making the meters that Dewsbury did in their previous set, and that's prompted Craven to kick early. Look at that for a kick.
That's a great kick out of dummy half from Danny Craven, and do you know what? That was a great tactic to kick early. There was plenty of space there, weren't there, back there for him to find, and they weren't making the go forward of the meters, so I thought a really smart kick, backed up by a really good kick chase there from Widnes.
Yeah, absolutely, very smart play by Danny Craven. That's why he's very widely regarded as one of the best halfbacks in this competition. Now Dewsbury, who are playing slightly up a slope. It's not the biggest slope, it's certainly not as big as the one a couple of miles down the road at Batley, but there is a slight slant to this pitch that they are working up here, but they're still finding joy in back play, almost up to halfway now. Still 0-0 with 7 or so minutes gone. Here is Nelms again with the hit up. Tackled just over halfway. This is the last now. Goes to Sykes this time. He'll hoist one high into the Dewsbury sky. Who comes down with this one? It's Jack Owens who calls for it. It's Jack Owens who defuses it, and he brings the ball back. And I think we're into the arm wrestle, Andrew Henderson.
Oh, absolutely we are into that. I think both teams have settled themselves into the game. Obviously Dewsbury early on, a mistake and a penalty, but they seem to have just settled themselves into the game now. They're just keeping it pretty super simple with a lot of dummy half running and direct down that middle third, and just happy to get to a kick and work on the kick chase. And that's how I sort of called it, didn't I? This game will be that sort of type of game. It'll be a grind mentality. It'll be pretty much down the middle third, keeping it pretty simple, backing the kicking game and the kick chase to cause problems. So here we go, Chaplow now back on the inside. That's a great carry from him.
He almost managed to keep on his feet, but he's found his front, which should result in a quick play of the ball. Tompkins will try and benefit from that. He gets it to Craven. That's a high kick. Will Martin take this one? Well, it wouldn't have been easy that for Joe Martin, but he did well all the same. Brings it away. Not a lot of pressure, but that was high, and it was moving with some pace as well.
Yeah, it was. It was a unique kick, wasn't it, from Craven there? But he was under some pressure, and you've got to credit the Dewsbury Rams. Liam Finn from marker, and I'm not sure he was an A defender there, but there's some great kick pressure on him there.
Absolutely. And the Rams now bringing the ball forward. A bit of a juggle there from Oakes, but he managed to keep hold of it on loan this season from the Hull Kingston Rovers. Is Will Oakes. Plays the ball cleanly this time. Forward they come again.
Spent some time at York last year, didn't he? I think on loan as well.
He did. Highly regarded youngster, getting some game time again in this fabulous competition. What about that for a carry?
Luke Helms again. That's a strong carry from him, isn't it?
Like I said it first time, I won't want him running at me, and I reiterate that with that carry. Good inside kick from Fleming. It's speculative. Martin's there, grubbers it on, as does Michael Knowles. It's a try that Michael Knowles, the experienced back rower, reaches first. Innovative play from the Rams. Great infield kick from Fleming.
Absolutely.
And Knowles is there, and it's Dewsbury who opened the scoring. They lead Widnes 4-0.
Well, it was the power play. They decided to run it on the last tackle. I didn't see where the space was to run it to be fair. I thought Widnes had numbers. You know, so they basically, we'll see here now on the Betfred Championship replay. Early ball out of Fleming. It was man on man. I was surprised they did run it on the last, but an inventive kick from Fleming to put it back on the inside there with his right foot, and a great chase down that centre third there from the Dewsbury Rams. You know, there was a little bit, it gets stuck in the mud. The ball gets stuck in the mud, doesn't it here? And it sort of goes somewhere. They couldn't collect it, and then Michael Knowles was able to just hack it forward and win the race to ground the football. But you know, fantastic try. Like I said, fair play to Dewsbury. They chanced their arm. Last tackle, run shape. Didn't really see the run shape on, but Fleming just invented that kick out of nothing. And it was a great piece of play. Great vision from him to see that the fullback had overchased and there was space back on the inside. But you've got to credit the reaction from the Rams as well. The chase that they had through. Martin was coming through. Sykes was coming through. Knowles was coming through. And they had more black shirts in the frame than red shirts. And that's why they got across the whitewash.
How about the reactions from Joe Martin as well? He was waiting for that ball to bounce up.
Yeah, but it just stuck in the mud.
But he just prodded it forward so instinctively.
Absolutely, absolutely. Fantastic opening try there for the Dewsbury Rams.
And Paul Sykes will be looking to extend that lead. Does so, and it's 6-0 to Dewsbury, and so far so good for Lee Greenwood's side. Let's have a look at this again, this carry. What a run from Knowles.
Luke Knowles, wasn't he? Just strong carry down that centre third. Just had Widnes a little bit on the back foot there. And then obviously we see the ball, the early ball to Fleming. And then it's just a great inventive little kick back on the inside. And look at the kick chase here. Martin coming through, Sykes coming through, Knowles and Fleming all chasing. And there was just more black shirts in the frame there. And Knowles had enough presence of mind to hack it forward and score. Fantastic.
Great start for Dewsbury. But Widnes, well, they have more than enough time as Craven kicks long. Well, fielded and forward come Dewsbury now. Starting their own 20 here. Just go down the blind side with Martin. Tackled by three enthusiastic Widnes defenders there.
It's just really important and there's a penalty there. Well, I was just about to say, it's really important that Dewsbury just get through this set. You know, they can't afford a mistake, but they've earned themselves a penalty there. Widnes just guilty of laying on. And that's just gifted Dewsbury some field position here.
This ball might be coming towards us, Hendo. I'm glad it went on the roof, because that was cracking you on the noggin if it didn't.
Absolutely.
You had to drop the mic, and it's an expensive mic. I can't afford for that to be done. Dewsbury over halfway with Day at dummy half. Here's Riley, and he's a big man as well.
Yeah, they've got a couple of big boppers, haven't they, Dewsbury? And I think for these sort of conditions, those big boppers are what you need. Big fellas that can go forward well in tough conditions. And nice ball movement here from the Dewsbury Rams, coming down their left-hand side. Sykes taking the line on. Nice ball out the back.
Real tempo to that, as you mentioned.
Yeah, Anakin there adding some real tempo out the back.
Sykes just pops the ball into the path of Riley, who tries to find the floor early, get that quick play of the ball, but Widnes have fronted up well here. Day, little scamper out of dummy half. And the tip pass, it's well read by the Vikings, but they're on their own line again, and Dewsbury looking for back-to-back tries here. Day goes to Liam Finn. What can he conjure up? They go with the power play into Nelms, and he's well wrestled to the floor by Baker. Handover, but again, Widnes, they have to start in their own 10.
Yeah, look, again, interesting that they used the run-shape power play on last play, and it's not the worst outcome, is it? They finish inside the 10, inside the corner, you know, rather than the ball going dead or anything like that. It's not a bad outcome. I think the Dewsbury coach, Lee Green, would be happy to turn the ball over on those terms, and now just back their defence to front load and try and stop the Widnes go forward.
Not tipped to do a great deal this year, Dewsbury, but they had that brilliant win on a Tuesday night against Halifax, and on this early evidence you can see there's a bit of a team here.
Yeah, I think Lee Greenwood, you know, I said he's had some time now to just make a few changes and start to put his own imprint into the team. And like I said, I mean, they've had a disrupted start to the season. They've only had 2 championship fixtures, haven't they, so far out of the 4? So it's been a tough one, a little bit of disruption there. Also, the Challenge Cup game got called off as well. So they haven't had that consistency of games each week. But, you know, at the end of the day, they've shown some really good, encouraging signs this evening. Great shot there from the Vikings.
You are not.
Jake Spedding just says, sit down, Martin.
have a bit of that.
Oh, gee. Wowzers.
Get that into you. Here come Dewsbury trying to recover from that. It could be a game changer for Widnes. They needed something like that, didn't they? Just to get the fire going.
Yeah, just lift them a little bit. And you can see the pitch now, can't you? In that middle, look at players slipping over, losing their footing now. It's just starting to cut up, isn't it?
It is.
Getting difficult.
Just before kick-off, there was a very quick shower, wasn't there, that won't have helped at all.
Not at all.
Thankfully, we were up in the stands by then. And I think this is the first time Dewsbury haven't managed to get out of their own half with a set, which probably tells you what that tackle did. They're
running again,
into Knowles, who just hammers that. Oh, well,
great catch there from Jake Mamo, the Warrington Wolves player. Outstanding.
You taught him that. so he'll tell you. Great take.
Great reaction from Jake.
Sped in.
But I tell you what, that was a really good defensive set there from the Vikings, and you can see there now, because they've worked industriously hard in that set, and they've earned themselves a penalty now. That's great work. And what that's allowed them there was play one. Jake Mamo plays the ball on the 30-metre line as opposed to being getting tackled inside his own 10. There's that catch again. Here it is. Look at this. What a catch. What a catch. Make the England cricket team with that sort of catch. But what I'm saying is the fact they front load their energy defensively there, it means that play one is there on the 30 with Mamo, and then obviously they're on the front foot. Spedding's now earned a penalty because they're on the front foot as opposed to being trapped in their corner as they have been previously. So great response from the Vikings.
It's all the small things that can really change a game that you don't often see.
But like you called it, Matt, they just had a bit of intent on their line speed, a bit of whack, and it just lifted that set defensively for them. And now off the back of that, they've got some really good field position and an opportunity now to put Dewsbury under pressure.
No, but they've dropped the ball. And look at the reaction from Dewsbury. They are delighted.
They are buzzing. And Pat Moran's not happy with himself there. He sort of has a bit of a lash out at the Dewsbury player who's punching the air in delight that he's forced the error. And that's disappointing fair for the Vikings, but encouraging for the Rams. I'll be really pleased they've managed to defend that set, forced an error.
It's interesting how before or after, I should say, the league game, Dewsbury got on the blind side here. They played Lee in the opening game, and Lee beat them convincingly, but we're speaking to people at Lee in the build-up to this, and they were really impressed with Dewsbury as they win a penalty. They were particularly impressed with that man, right? They say he's a real handful, and you could see it there, but just to wrap that up, they said the scoreline didn't reflect the game at all. They were impressed with Dewsbury, and look, on the evidence of what we've seen in the opening 17 minutes, so you can see that this is a team that looks capable of exceeding expectations, certainly external expectations on them.
Absolutely.
Thin tips over half. Hold. Forward they come here now with Esselman, who brought down by 3 or 4 red men.
Yes, I'm sure he was a former Hull KR junior.
Yes, I believe he was. Good knowledge there, Andrew Henderson. I would expect nothing else. Day at dummy half. Looks to the left here. Not the cleanest of passes there.
I'll take the 2 here, I reckon.
You would suspect. That's what all the experienced campaigners on that pitch have signalled straight away. Yeah. Paul Sykes, Michael Knowles. They know this competition.
Potentially this game's not going to have a lot of points in it, is it? You know, the reality is it's a slow track, it's a heavy track, and I think it's a smart decision. You take whatever points are on offer, and certainly from Dewsbury's point of view, if they kick this, it extends their lead. It means Widnes have got to score twice. But again, for Widnes, it'll be disappointing there. Error, penalty. They've conceded points, you know. So Tim Shewing might be happy with that.
The Rugby League is a family game.
Look, you were coach at London for a long time, and you had the benefit of the 3G pitch. Yes. But when you come and then play on a pitch like this, how difficult was it to adapt?
It was. Well, you had to. You know, you had to adapt your style of play. You had to adapt your game plan to the conditions, and we always used to do that when we used to come here and other places, certainly early in the season. And what we used to do as well is I'd always got the lads, you know, probably 2 or 3 weeks into before we played our first friendly, which was always an away. I always made sure we had an away friendly at a place like Dewsbury or somewhere like that you knew was going to be tough, boggy conditions. And we'd actually train on a boggy pitch down in London. I'd made sure we had those conditions to get used to, because the lads have been used to training on the 3G, and it's all nicey as we see Paul Sykes lining up the conversion, and he's got it, Matt.
8-0.
He's got it. But yes, no, you had to try and, you know, replicate that as much as you could, because you had to change your style of play to it, and you know, it is difficult.
8-0 with about a quarter of this game gone, and to be honest, Hendo, I don't think that Widnes can have too many complaints with that.
Well, not, I mean, I thought it, like you said, it was been a real arm wrestle.
Just looking at the pitch here, look at that. That is
cutting up.
That is cutting up heavy.
It is indeed.
It's not a pitch you want to be chasing a game on, is it? So Widnes will be keen to strike back while they can. Oh, what a
good
hit.
shot there from Jake Memo on Sykes.
I tell you what, Sykes managed to ride that challenge though, didn't he?
He did indeed.
A lesser man would have been flat as a pancake after that.
He's a tough warrior, is Paul Sykes. But yeah, it's interesting, as you said, because Widnes will be used to training on their 4G pitch there and the conditions that they have, and it's difficult at times to try and get used to playing in the conditions like this. But that's the challenges that you face in the championship, isn't it? Week in, week out, and you've just got to rise to that challenge. And
I think that's the first time that Nelms has been dominated in a collision.
Yes, it was good defence, yes. From Chapelleau and Wild and Moran in there as well.
Here's Esselm once again, over halfway. Three-man tackle, but again, Dewsbury are over halfway as they get to the end of their set. They go to the right now with Liam Finn, who just hoisted into that corner again. Gabriel's chase is good. Owens comes down.
Great finish again.
Oh,
penalty.
He's given a penalty.
Oh, he's caught him offside. He said one of those players, I think it might have been Sam Day.
Yeah,
caught him. Yeah, was in front of the kicker, which I think what he was. So that's disappointing there for the Rams. I think they've just got their ascendancy in the game. They've got that control, and that little penalty there, that little bit of indiscipline there, is now it just takes that pressure valve off, doesn't it? It gives Widnes a lifeline, a bit of an opportunity now to try and build some pressure on the Dewsbury side. Really important for Widnes this set, Matt, that they get to the end of it, finish with a good outcome, and then start to try and get themselves back into the contest, because they haven't had a lot of field position, have they? Certainly Dewsbury well in control of this game at present.
Tompkins moved on to Moran, who was the guilty party in that last set, dropping the ball, but he's kept hold of this one. Tompkins now again out of the back into Lyons. A little tip on from Robson into Spedding, but Dewsbury is so enthusiastic defensively.
They are, aren't they? They're swarming them, aren't they? As soon as the player catches the ball, even look at them working there. Michael Knowles from marker as well. It's good ball movement here from Widnes. Opportunity.
Good ball out to the left-hand side. Just had to put the brakes on there, didn't he?
I just don't think Roby needed a pass there, man. I think Roby showed a goad. I think he passed too early.
Don't necessarily disagree. Craven stabs through now. It's bounced awkwardly. This could land at anyone's grasp, and I think it's gone to Ellis Robson. The referee seems happy.
6 to go.
And
he's going to award the try.
He does award the try in the end. Thought about it, and Widnes, well, they've been on the back foot, but they've got to try back. The Vikings in the game now. It's Ellis Robson who scores. It's the Rams 8, the Vikings 4.
Yeah, well, again, it was a good ball movement there from the Widnes Vikings from right to left. They caused problems down the left. I thought Roby had probably passed a bit earlier, but then his last tackle, Danny Craven just goes to the line, elects to put the grubber kick in towards the post, and again, the bounce was kind. It bobbles up. I'm not sure which Rams player makes connection with it. You can't see there.
It's initially Martin.
It might have been Martin, yeah, the fullback. He didn't quite take it. It just took a nasty bounce late up into his face. He couldn't really gather it. And then obviously the ball bounces in the air, and Ellis Robson collects it and scores under the post and gets Widnes back into this contest. But again, Matt, it came from that penalty. They had a really good set, Widnes, Dewsbury. Great kick from Liam Finn, fantastic kick chase, but Sam Day offside, gives away the penalty. That then gave Widnes then the field position and the opportunity to post points, and they've done that. So well done to the Vikings to get back into the game. Disappointment for Dewsbury. They've allowed that bit of control within the game just to slip at that moment in time.
Owens with the chance to cut the arrears to 2, does so successfully. That's going ominously close to where my car's parked, that ball, which I'm a little bit concerned about, Hendo, but worry about that after the game, eh?
Absolutely.
8-6.
And 2 changes been made there, Matt. John Magrin and Connor Scott, the 2 front rowers, have come on for Nelms and Riley.
It looks like Jay Chapelhow is coming on for the Vikings. His brother, of course, on the pitch already. Liam Finn will get us back underway here. Played about 22, 23 minutes of this game now. Certainly in the balance still, as you would expect. Mamo retrieves, and here's the other Chapelhow. This is Ed bringing the ball forward. Not a bad carry. In front of a fair following from the Widnes Vikings tonight.
Yeah, fair play to the Widnes Vikings fans. They've come out, And to be fair, they've had a decent start to the championship under Tim Sheens, haven't they? They've won 3 out of their first 4 games, and they've won their Challenge Cup game as well. And they're obviously still well and truly in this contest to get a result as well. So it's been decent, hasn't it, so far, life under Tim Sheens?
Well, I'd like to thank Tim Sheens in advance, because he very kindly, for our sakes, brought one Chapelhow off and brought on the other, so we don't get them confused. It's Jay coming on for Ed. It's Tompkins, just shy of halfway. Gives the ball on to Jay. Oh, good hit. Good hit, and he's put on his back. This is the last now for the Widnes Vikings, as Tompkins positions to go to his left, and it's into Craven. Another high, hanging kick. Good luck, Andy Gabriel, but he's done ever so well. He'll have heard the footsteps of the Widnes men marching towards him, but he's claimed that one very, very well indeed.
And that's a really good set after points there for the Vikings. They've scored the try. They've literally got 90 metres on that set, and took a little bit of a leaf out of Dewsbury's book, turning the ball over in a corner inside the 10, and now look at them getting off their line, getting numbers in. It's a decent carry though there from John Magrin.
Whatever it was, it was strong, wasn't it?
Oh, Will Oakes, it was actually, yeah. Will
this
Oakes.
is Magrin.
Magrin's here now.
Good leg speed there from Magrin to take that ball in. The Rams just creeping towards halfway here. Next carry incoming. Good hit there, Lyons and Tompkins. A quick play the ball though. Sykes can get it to Finn. Just puts it high, and we're back in the arm wrestle, aren't we, Andrew Henderson, as Jack Owens collects it. The line chase is good. Martin wraps him up. Dewsbury was pleased with that.
Yeah. And you could see there, Jack Owens, he was trying to put his footwork on, but he just couldn't, could he? He puts the foot into the ground and just slips. The field gives way on him. So it's not certainly a day for the light-footed men, is it?
No, probably not Jake Mamo, but he's had a good game so far.
He's been solid.
Yeah. Comes Owens, helping out the forwards with a carry of his own. Tompkins has a little chat there with Danny Craven, who goes for the ball. He's going to go for the 40-20 here, is he? No, he's gone too narrow if he was attempting that.
It's a good kick though.
Yeah, well, Gabriel will eventually collect it just over his 10.
And it's not a bad tactic, that, Matt. They've used it a couple of times tonight, wouldn't they? They kicked early in the tackle count, just happy to just get the ball downfield, get out of their half, and try and force that error. It's not a bad tactic in these conditions.
No. And Dewsbury have been quite content in the last 5 minutes or so doing the same, haven't they? We saw that with the Finn kick. Nothing adventurous, nothing particularly speculative about it.
No.
Hooks with that carry. And here they come again with
good shot.
Anakin. What
Danny Craven.
I never had Danny Craven down as a big hitter, but he certainly is on that evidence.
He was like there, he just dropped the shoulder, didn't he? And just boom time on Anakin, and Anakin just lost his legs.
Absolutely. Back up on his feet though, because that's just what rugby league players do, isn't it? High kick for Owens to deal with. Oh, he's done well.
It's Mamo.
It's Mamo. It is Mamo. He came in field, but good hit from Knowles.
Great tackle from Michael Knowles there.
Grafaluluai preparing to come on. We're just going to have another watch in the bottom of the screen here of that tackle. Oh, have that. Nice. It's not a game for the faint-hearted, is it? That's for certain.
But you know what, these games, when I was a player, I used to love these sort of games when it was a bit wet, and it was a bit, you knew you had time, you could get off your line, you could squeeze up your defensive line and really get into hitting people. I'm not saying I ever put any big shots on, by the way, but you know what I'm saying, it was that kind of, you used to like these sort of games from a defensive point of view, because you could really whack some blokes, because you know there's not going to be a lot of ball movement, you know what I mean?
Very true.
Squeeze up your D-line and get into it.
I
wouldn't have thought this would have been good for your scamper out of dummy half, though, Andrew Henderson.
No, it certainly wasn't a day. This was a day for shoveling off the deck, mate.
Oh, and it's a penalty to Dewsbury, and they'll be very, very content with that as Jake Spedding trots away, shaking his head, not happy with that penalty being conceded.
Yeah, we'll just have a look on the Betfred Championship replay here, and Spedding just holding down there. You can just see it was a little bit too long. The referee was calling him up, but he didn't respond in time. And again, it's just not what Widnes needed. They get themselves back into this game, but then they just release the pressure.
What a kick as well, by the way.
Fantastic kick. Fantastic kick.
Up to the 40, and here's Will Oakes with the... Can I tell you what, he's a weird shape, isn't he, Will Oakes? He
reminds me of... He's got a build like Reece Williams, hasn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Sort of nuggety and chunky.
He does.
Surrender!
Hard to handle when he's going forward.
Stand now!
He certainly gets through some work for his team as Liam Finn gets on the ball. Here's Esselman.
The only problem with him, though, is he struggles in the air because he's not the tallest winger. You know, I mean, a lot of wingers have got the ability to jump, and that's probably a tactic. I think if Widnes do get down into the half, I'd be looking at a crossfield kick for Jake Mamo to jump over the top of him and score. That could be a tactic that Sheensy could look at.
Keep an eye on that, but for now, Widnes have to focus on defending because Liam Finn's got the ball and almost gave himself up a little bit there. Last tackle. What will come of this one? It's Day who's going to just try and go in the goal, and he's hit the pockets of Widnes Vikings. The Vikings will not be pleased with that defensively, but credit to Sam Day. Brilliant. He gambled, and boy did it pay off. He's hit the jackpot. It's the Rams 12, Widnes 6.
Absolutely brilliant play from Sam Day. He backed himself. It was last tackle. And you just see here, Liam Finn just does enough here. It's a slow play the ball, but he does enough to leave Jack Owens on the floor. And that's what opens up the opportunity there for Sam Day. It's a poor attempted tackle on the goal line. I'm not sure if it was Kenny Baker that was making the tackle. I mean, he's got to do better there for me. But fantastic endeavour and perseverance shown by Sam Day. And he gets low, he bumps off Baker, and he dives over close to the line. It was a last tackle option again, decides to run it and barges over. But again, you've got to credit the work from Liam Finn. I know it was a slow play to ball, but he does enough to wriggle out of the collision to leave Jack Owens on the floor. That just leaves him a little short on the goal line. Baker's late retreat, getting back on side. As he turns, Sam Day's coming at him with pace and power, and he just hasn't reacted in time to stop him. He has to do better there, Baker, for me, and try and hold him up, but he doesn't do that. And the endeavour shown there by Day to just bump, get off, get low and score was outstanding. That's a great try for the Dewsbury Rams as they extend their lead now to 12 points to 6 with a kick to come.
You may see some spectators behind the sticks making their way across to the side. The reason for that is the rain has started, and boy has it started. It is belting it down here now. It's not the stand you want to be in when it's raining. There are a few hearty souls who have stayed in there, and they are either brave or foolish. I don't know which one. Kick from Sykes is good. It's 14-6. Oh no, two of them must have heard where they're going now.
Brave or foolish. I like that one.
14-6 to the Dewsbury Rams. Just a point on the rain though.
Yeah,
Hendo. Look, we've said that this isn't a pitch that you really want to be chasing a game on. The rain's only going to add to that for Widnes now. Absolutely.
But you know, look, they're 14-16 and they're not out of the game at the moment. They've just got to get themselves back into the grind. We'll have a look at the try here on our screens, and there you go, Dave. Just great individual try from him there. He saw the opportunity, he backed himself, and he gets himself over. Great little hooker's try there.
And as he mentioned, the fact that Owens wasn't in the line because of what Finn had done, that's where Owens would have been, wasn't it?
Absolutely, yes, he would have been in that slot there, absolutely.
Oh, mistake from Sykes.
Knock on.
Mistake from Sykes. It got lost in the wind, didn't it?
It did indeed. It was a great kick-off, to be honest. I really encourage that sort of play, you know, kicking short there, and you know, under those sort of conditions, a swirling wind, and that's a great play. Now Widnes have got an opportunity to strike back now on this set. Yeah, not too long to go to the break, but plenty of time for the Vikings to put some points on the board. And first man to take the ball forward in this set is Mamo. He's 25 metres from that Dewsbury line as Tompkins just tips it on to Lulawai. Penalty.
There's a penalty, the referee called it.
John Magrin offside there, was it?
We could hear it in our ears. He was shouting for number 23, John Magrin.
Yeah, offside there.
He ignored the calls, and if I've learned anything, don't ignore the referee because you will get in trouble, as John Magrin found out.
Hang on.
And this is a real opportunity now for Widnes. 15 metres out. This is an opportunity to hit straight back. If Lions gets on the ball there, and forward come the Vikings. What can they conjure up here? Go down the blind side. It's with Tompkins. Back on the inside is Johnson. It was a good run.
Nice play there, I like that. A little bit of change of angle. That's going to be probably the type of plays that may catch a lazy defender back on the inside, clocking off.
Is Baker now. Tries to navigate his way over the line, but not on this occasion. Widnes still have tackles in the bag here. It's with Craven to the other halfback. A little tip onto the first try scorer for the Vikings, Ellis Robson, but again the Rams hold firm. Widnes knocking on the door here. It's the crash play into Chapel Howe, but again Widnes can't break this black, red and amber wall. They've got one more opportunity on this set.
Wrong side.
It's into Lyons. He stabs through. It's hit all sorts of men. Who will get there first? I think it's John Magrin, and he has batted it out for a goal line dropout. Repeat set for Widnes.
Repeat set for Widnes. I thought they should have gone to the left-hand side there with Craven. There was a bit more space for me in terms of and numbers to play to on that left-hand side, but they decided to go with Lyons down the right side. I thought Dewsbury had the numbers covered there. A little bit fortuitous that the kick ricochets off a Dewsbury player back on the inside, but good scramble there from Magrin and Martin to get there and just make sure the play was killed off, and they get a repeat set. Again, a good opportunity for the Vikings.
Knowles is just having some treatment here, and that means that Dewsbury can just get some oxygen into the lungs. By the way, just a tip up, Endo, you'll need to pick a man of the match at some point.
Let's go, boys. He's all right.
Early, of course. Too early.
Not in front of the line, mate.
We'll leave that in your very trusty hands.
Staying on, Dewsbury.
So, Paul Sykes
Stay on.
will boot this ball as far forward as he can. Drops just before the halfway. Ooh, that was a little bit heart in mouth moment for Widnes. Jack Johnson, he thought about trying to kick it up and catching it, and thought better of it just at the right moment, didn't he?
Just at the right moment, indeed.
Here's Chapel Howe.
16
Look at that quagmire in the centre of the field.
It's not for me. Summer rugby had to get it in there at some point.
Of course you did.
Now,
Here come Widnes. Where will they go? Here they go down the blind side.
Nice play.
Robson with a tip on it. Was a good idea. Didn't quite come off. Mamo, well, the referee.
Oh, I didn't think that was a knock on. Did you?
I did not actually, no. But Mamo was
called a knock on.
Bundled into touch anyway. So perhaps irrelevant. Let's have another watch of this. It was a good little movement.
It was. I liked it. Well, they saw that, created a 4v3, so it was a good opportunity. But Sykes did a great job there to pressure Robson. I thought it was a nice little inventive play from Widnes down the short side there. So created the 4v3. I did see the knock on there for me, but anyway.
No, if anything, I thought when Robson patted it on, there may have been a little knockdown from Sykes. But anyway, who are we? Who are we? We're not match officials.
Mamo was putting a touch anyway, I guess. So either way, it's a Dewsbury heading free.
Come away with the ball now with Fleming, putting that great kick in for that first try. The Rams just wanting to make headway, and they'll get it easily because Widnes have been pulled for offside.
Yep.
The referee called it nice and early, and
he did.
Ignored the protest. We're quite lucky here, aren't we, that we can hear the referee and the communication. It's quite insightful, actually.
It is.
Is this ball coming towards me? Hendo, not quite. It's for the best, but the young man on the front row, he really took that, didn't he?
He had a crack, didn't he? He had a crack. Anyway, Will H now off the tap restart, carrying it back infield. And again, he likes to turn into the tackle, doesn't he? And he's an awkward customer.
He is.
Oh, look out. Oh, look out.
Chapel was clinging on, wasn't he? Given seemingly okay there in the eyes of the referees. They come forward with Sykes now. Here's Anakin trying to exploit the halfback one-on-one. Ran over the top for him, but Robson
he lost that.
Did the job.
He lost that.
Good call, Andrew Henderson. You called that before the referee.
I did indeed. I know. He didn't get up and play it. He got up half-heartedly and rolled it between his legs, and he's lost possession there.
Cheap error there from the Dewsbury Rams, but they lead this game 14 points to 6. And you have to say, so far so good, as the police report. The rain stopped for now, but it still feels cold.
Oh, it's freezing.
Very envious of your gloves.
Come prepared, brother. Always come. Hey, you can always take layers off. You can't put them on if you haven't got them, have you?
Very true. Here's Baker. Charges forward. Tompkins will go to his left this time. Into Lula White. Dewsbury doing well in collision here. The ball's moved to the left to Craven.
I just think Widnes need a little bit more push around the ball too. I know they're playing a simple game, but they're a little bit one out at times, and they just need to try and create a bit more ruck speed.
Baker.
Dewsbury are doing a really good job defensively and controlling the tackles. You know, they're really doing a great job. Great pressure again from Finn.
Craven just stabs through. Martin races across, gets there, and steps. He just needs to be careful here, but he's managed to keep himself in the field of play. Was that an illegal tackle? No, according to the ref. And here's Ryder. He's another stocky, compact player, isn't he? But he gets through so much work to this Dewsbury team. Here's Gabriel. He's very quick. Stopped there before he could get the afterburners off. Looking at dummy half is there. Now Magriel. He's a big man. He pumps those legs after contact, trying to make a few more metres for his team. And he's almost got Dewsbury up to halfway here. Now it's with Knowles. He advances over halfway. Good carry from the former Sheffield man. Down the blind side on the last. Sykes will just hoist it into the air. The chase is good for Martin. It's not easy for Owens, but what a take.
Great catch.
Quickly gets the ball out to Johnson.
That was really good play from Owens there. That was a tough kick. It was spiralling, it was swirling. Catches it on the run and then manages to tip it on to his outside man as well. It was fantastic skill from Jack Owens.
Closing in on the half-time hooter here. There's going to be a penalty though for the Widnes Vikings. Esselman apologises to his team. There's going to be...
Chris Anakin's been called out here.
Strong word. It's gone on report.
Yeah. It's gone on report.
Is it for a crusher tackle perhaps?
Have to have a look at the replay if we've got one.
Still receiving treatment at the moment on the deck.
It's just getting assessed at the moment. Obviously the doctor and the physio will be doing their relevant checks to make sure that he's okay to continue, or potentially will have to come off and have a head assessment, which is, for our viewers, there's a 15-minute assessment test, and then once they've been assessed over that 15-minute period, they either re-enter the field of play or they don't, and then they have to, if they don't re-enter the field of play, they then undergo the concussion protocol for the next week leading into the next game. But anyway, here it is here. I'm not sure.
Staying on their
Johnson who got the ball in.
See a lot there, can you?
No, it's the next tackle here.
Oh, here it is.
Just watch it. Or maybe just
a little bit of a crusher, is it? Yeah, maybe. Slight. I didn't see too much there, not really. No, being honest.
No.
Anyway, back to the action, Matt.
Absolutely, and we join with Widnes over halfway. Here's Baker trying to spin out of a tackle, but Magriel just managed to cling on to him, but he's got to quick play the ball away. Tompkins, well, chopped down there.
He just couldn't take off though, Tompkins, could he? He was trying to take off.
Then a penalty though, it's back to back.
I'd probably take the 2 here.
Well, there's not long left. We are
probably take the 2. Take the points on
stages. There's a bit of a discussion going on the field, isn't there, between the Vikings players.
Take the 2 points.
Paul Sykes is remonstrating with the referee, and they are indeed, as you predicted, Andrew Henderson, going for the 2.
Well, that's it. It means now puts them back to within 1 score. So just a little bit of a boost before half time. You're going and thinking you're not 2 scores behind, you're 1 score behind, and we just give them a little boost. And obviously disappointing there for Dewsbury, who have been, for me, fantastic this evening in terms of how they've gone about their business. They've played very simple, very direct. A lot of dummy half running and big fellas, or big boppers down that centre third, and then Sykes and Finn have really kicked really well and turned the ball over on their terms a lot this evening. But I think defensively I've been impressed with Dewsbury. I think they're getting their tackle management's been excellent. They've been really controlling the ruck speed. Widnes haven't enjoyed a lot of ruck speed this evening, so that's full credit to the Dewsbury defence. It really is. They're harassing them, aren't they? They're getting in their face. They're getting numbers into collisions. They're controlling the ruck, and Widnes just aren't being allowed to play on the front foot.
Here's Owens with the conversion attempt. It is good, and after that half-time hooter, we have a 6-point game at half-time. Yeah, it's in favour of the Dewsbury Rams at the break. They lead 14 points to 8, 2 scores to 1, and a penalty goal for either side. No joy, no joy. Here we go then. Widnes get us back underway with the high kick. Oh, well taken by Joe Martin in the end. He was crouched down when he took that. That wouldn't have been easy to take from there. Day up to the half. Played the full 40, didn't he, in that opening half. And now they come forward through Connor Scott, who's worked ever so hard there to stay on his feet and not be put to the floor.
He's made a decent impact, this Connor Scott, since coming off the bench.
Look what happened off that. The fact that he stays on his feet and gets a quick play the ball means that Sam Day can scurry out and get 10 metres off the back of that. Here now is Anakin, who must have the muddiest shirt on the pitch, I think. To show you how much work he's got through. Dewsbury just over halfway here. as the set comes to the closing stages. Now Magrin. Good carry.
Really good meters here from the Rams.
70 metres in one set.
Absolutely.
Now the last, what will they do with this? Sykes just launches it into the air. There's a chase on for this one. Oh, it's Owens who's dropped the ball, but the referee's given a penalty against the Dewsbury Rams, and that will very much frustrate League Green.
Well, what did I just say there at half-time? They've got to fix up the discipline. There's too often in this game Dewsbury have given away penalties on play 1 or play 2 when the opposition are coming out of yardage, and they just need to, if they can tidy that part of their game up, then they go on to win this game, because the way they're playing, they're dominating in all other areas. Their kicking game's been better, their defensive tackle management's been better, they're going through their process, they're sharing the workload better, they're making more metres, they're generating more ruck speed. So everything else in the Dewsbury game is going really, really good. That's the one area they need to tidy up, because the more often they do it, they keep giving Widnes field position an opportunity. The Vikings will end up capitalising at some point.
Here's Jay Chapel-Howe. Put on
16 up,
his back by 3 men. Connor Scott looked to be having a bit of a verbal there with Chapel-Howe, and he's not come up with the victory there as such, because he's conceded another penalty.
I'd probably take the 2 here, you know. I'd potentially take the 2 here.
Hang on, I'm getting out of your way. Just wait, don't
Not
going to. There was a bit of a discussion, wasn't there?
Yeah, I certainly would have thought about it, because you've got to sometimes realise that this ain't going to be a high-scoring game. We're not really playing great at the moment. It was hard to break, you know what I mean, down there with the speed of the play, the ball, the speed of the pass and all that. It's slow. Just maybe sometimes take the points on offer. Just keep chipping away. There's plenty of time. But anyway,
go to the left here with Craven. He's a danger. Wild manages to get one-on-one with Finn, but
I'd like to have seen Craven drop him under there. Just test those middles back on the inside. Test Connor Scott, test John Magrin.
See what he's got up his sleeve here, Craven. He's that first receiver. Slays it off for Baker this time. He's tackled 5 out. Widnes with early pressure here in this second half. Wild towards the sticks. He's wrestled to the floor. One more tackle for Widnes to find points. One more tackle for Dewsbury to try and keep them out. They're going into Lions. Oh, he's going to be wrapped up by Magrin. And that was a nothing play on the last from Widnes.
Great defence from the Dewsbury Rams. That is brilliant defence from them. And they've been harassing the opposition all day, haven't they? And that was a poor play, last play there. Craven should have got his depth and done, like I said, the crossfield kick over to Mamo. Will Oakes is not great in the air under the high ball. You know, Mamo can out-jump him. They needed to try and employ. That would have been a perfect opportunity to isolate the winger and put that on his head and give Mamo a chance of catching over in the corner.
Here's Adam Ryder. Just a word on Dewsbury's defence though, because throughout that set, they were dominant in all the collisions. You were talking about the ruck speed of Widnes. They're so strong in that middle unit that it's hard for them to develop ruck speed because they're dominating the initial contact.
Absolutely.
It's causing...
Dewsbury are doing a fantastic job.
They really are.
They really are.
Magrin, again, was on his feet until a very late call. Now the ball's with Anakin, who just goes back the other way, gets an offload into Martin. Nothing on there, so he just takes it to the line himself. Last tackle for the Dewsbury Rams. Oh, a little bit sloppy there, but nothing given as Sykes is just going to put one up again. Owens underneath it, claims it, does well, brings it back into a central position.
That's a great chase again from Dewsbury. But did you see a great defence? They driving Owens back. But again, did you see how much time Sykes had to kick that football? There's no pressure coming at him.
I've got to say, every time you watch Liam Finn,
great defence from the Rams.
Every time you watch Liam Finn and Paul Sykes, they make it look like they've got all the time in the world, don't they? They really are classy players.
It's just those little extra effort areas. Dewsbury are just working that little bit harder than the opposition. Widnes need to look at themselves. They've got to start front-loading a bit more effort into those effort areas.
Put to the floor.
Great defence.
Into Craven. Maybe look to shift the ball here. They look like they may have some numbers here, Widnes, as they go to the right-hand side. Spedding out wide, but Mamo will bring it back in. But look how good Dewsbury have scrambled across there to make up the numbers again.
I thought Spedding passed too early again. I thought he should have just ran there.
Last tackle on Craven. It's aerial bombardment both ways at the minute, isn't it? Who will crack first? Well, it won't be Joe Martin on this occasion. He comes up with the ball again. Oh, what a shot!
McGrath Luluai.
But Martin's bumped away and then wriggled out of another tackle.
It was like a pinball machine, wasn't it? He was like the pinball just bouncing off the sides there.
Let's have a watch of this again. Claims a high kick. Brings it in.
Here he comes. Like a pinball here, watching. Boom! Bounces off.
Penalty on the big screen. Offside. Ironic cheers. The Dewsbury Rams will be very pleased with that. And just as we were critical of Dewsbury for maybe letting Widnes off the hook with penalties, Widnes have done the exact same thing there.
Absolutely.
And Sykes, he's not scared to kick long with his kicks to the corner, is he? He's just given them 30 metres.
I know this is an early call. But I'd consider a one-pointer.
The only problem that Dewsbury have with the one-pointer is you don't want to drop it in the quagmire.
No, that's a good point.
It won't be easy to do.
That's a good point. But what I'm saying is that for me would just break. At the moment, Widnes will feel that they got that 2 points before half time. That's given them they're one score behind. You break their spirit. You break their spirit now. You put 1 point over now. They've got to score twice.
Sure.
And at the moment, Widnes don't really like scoring twice, do they?
At the minute, Dewsbury are looking for another try.
Absolutely.
And they're right on that Widnes try line here. Bringing the ball back into the middle. It's Magrin now. Running into a red wall of defenders who put him to the floor. Will they go for that drop goal? Paul Sykes is in back play. It instead goes to Finn. Finn takes the line on himself. Can he burrow over? He's trying to drop to his knees and to wriggle free, but he can't do. This is the last tackle. What will the Rams do here? It's Sam Day. They go for the power play, but Magrin's dropped it. And Widnes, well, they drop it too, so it will be a turnover.
Last boys.
I suppose from a Dewsbury perspective there, they're still turning the ball under the six.
Absolutely, they're inside the 10. It's not a bad outcome from where they've come. Okay, they've had a penalty that got them downfield, but I do think the drop goal would have been a good option for them there. Again, I don't see a lot of points being scored in this second half, and I just think they drop that 1 point over. It just breaks the spirit of Widnes. It's almost like, we're back, we've got to score two again, and I just don't feel that they're going to score two at this moment in time, Widnes. Whereas when they're only a score behind, they still got that bit of belief that they can get across the line. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. Maybe this man will help who's coming onto the field. Dick Patton.
Leave the ball. He's 10.
He obviously hasn't got game time at Warrington yet this year. But, we'll try and make an impact off the bench. He comes on for Logan Tompkins. So assume that means he's going to go in at hooker here.
Yes, he is.
See how he gets on. Deck Patton.
But what he'll do is he'll add a kick thread out of dummy half.
Field number 9, Logan Tompkins, replacement number 31.
First involvement will be from this play of the ball, wearing a clearly visible, clean jersey compared to everyone who's been in this quagmire, as we've called it, for the last hour or so. Here's Oakes, bringing the ball forward. Look at Oakes again after contact. Not the biggest guy, but he still makes those meters.
He's awkward, isn't he? He's a chunky little thing. He's awkward.
Gabriel tries to accelerate away from the ruck, and he does so. Fraser Morris coming on for his first involvement in a moment's time for the Dewsbury Rams. They'll replace John Magrin. Here's Adam Ryder. I'm a big fan of Adam Ryder. He's a strong man. Carries that ball back well.
Interchange for the Rams, leaving the field.
Now
number
Esselman,
23,
good hit
John
from
Magrin, replacement
Widnes,
number 8, Fraser Morris.
Trying to front up now down the middle. Day at dummy half. It will go into Anakin. Slow pass to Sykes, and onto the ball rampantly is Michael Knowles. Last tackle.
He's been solid tonight, Knowles, isn't he? He's had a solid game, hasn't he?
A man you know very well.
Yeah, he has had a solid game.
Sykes with the high crossfield kick. It's another one. They're struggling to get under this one. Widnes, in the end they do, but look at the chase. Widnes on their own line again.
I've been really impressed with the Dewsbury Rams this evening. Like their attitude and their effort has been first class.
And tackle
They
two.
really want this, don't they? You can sense it. They really want this win.
They really do. And Widnes, they've certainly not lacked effort themselves, have they? But as you say, the relentlessness of Dewsbury and the consistency of them has been so impressive so far, but there's still a long way to go against a more than capable Widnes Vikings side looking for another win in their championship campaign. They're struggling to get out of their own area though here, aren't they? Chapel Howe brings it forward, but look again, knocked back, last tackle, and they're just over their own 20. It's a really good set from the Rams.
Great defensive set from the Rams, and look at them, kick pressure again from Liam Finn.
And look where this is.
And look where the set starts now for Dewsbury.
just out of their own 20.
Because they front-loaded their effort there defensively, they had line speed, they controlled it with great in-tackle management, numbers in, kick pressure at the end from Liam Finn there, and now look at it, play 1 there, play 2, they're at the halfway line.
Yep, they'll be well pleased with that. As Ryder has managed to stay on his feet as well, which is always what you aim to do. Finn now into Martin. Finn, the pass to Fraser Morris, but just darts across the halfway line himself. Over he goes now. Put to the floor now as the Dewsbury fans find their voice. Scott with another carry, finding his front. Look how quick he's trying to get the ball away. And they're still retreating a little bit there. We'll witness when that play the ball came in. Good carry from Anarchy now. They're only 20 out. Will they go for the drop goal here, Andrew Henderson?
Not sure now.
It doesn't look like it. Finn's just going to dink one to the corner. Who'll come down with it? Gabriel bats it back for Ryder. Is this a try? I tell you what, I think Adam Ryder scored here.
Yeah, yes.
Yes, he has. And Dewsbury Rams, they've already upset the apple cart with a victory over Halifax this season. They could be adding the Widnes Vikings to their knockoff list at the minute.
Wow. 3, sponsored by the Amber Ribbon, Adam Ryder.
Well, it's a fantastic leap from Gabriel, sitting now on the Betfred Championship replay, and its last tackle in for a nice little dink into the corner there, and it's Gabriel who just out jumps Jack Johnson, pats it back to Ryder, and then Ryder just gets low, burrows down and powers his way over for a try in the corner. And you know what? That is just will, want and desire. Andy Gabriel, he wanted to get to that rugby league football more than his opposite number. He out jumps Jack Johnson and then pats it back to Ryder. Ryder, great positioning from him to be there to collect it, and burrows low and scores and extends Dewsbury's lead, and that's a fantastic try for the Dewsbury Rams. And do you know what? Thoroughly deserved. They've really been, I think they've been clinical this second half in terms of, you know, with their defensive effort, their line speed, they're getting numbers in, making it really hard for Widnes to get out of their own half. And they've earned that field position, and they've earned that right to score points. Well done, Dewsbury.
Absolutely. And now, is it too early to say that Widnes are chasing the game? 10 points down with 10 or so minutes.
There is still time. There is still time, and they will get a say in this half. They will get a spell of momentum at some point. And when they do, they're going to have to try and capitalise. But the reality they've got to do first is they've got to stem the tide of Dewsbury, because at the moment Dewsbury are just out muscling them. They're out enthusing them. You know, they've got more about them, haven't they? And they've got that hunger, haven't they, to get this result. And for me, Widnes, they just need to pick up the effort areas. You know, they need a little bit more push support. They need a little bit more kick pressure. They need a bit more about them. They're just a bit flat at the moment, aren't they? But that's because Dewsbury, to be fair, are strangling them at the moment, aren't they?
They are. Well, Sykes couldn't convert, just pulled it ever so slightly, but it's still a 10-point lead. Let's have a look at the one more replay of this try.
Declan, you've come on, mate. Don't leave early on the 10, yeah? 10 metres, you got to hold it.
Let's have a look here.
Boys.
Pat back into Ryder.
Hey, boys.
And he's a hard man to stop from there.
Yeah, he's what you called it before. He's a powerful ball runner, isn't he, Ryder? He's a really strong ball carrier, and you know, when he was getting
that looks long. Oh, that looks long. It's out on the fall.
Is it? Yes, it is. Wow, that is not what Widnes needed.
Well,
Danny Craven hangs his head in shame, and
the field, number 8, Jay Chapelhow,
he just feels this game starting to slip away from his grasp.
Let's have one more look. Yeah, just Liam Finn. He was a brave man there, wasn't he? Because it wasn't far off.
It wasn't far off, but Finn backed himself. He thought, this is going dead. And it was the right call.
It'll just allow Paul Sykes to lever this ball forward. And like I said, that's 20 metres made. And suddenly, Dewsbury only 30 out again. And one more try would really crank the pressure upon Widnes here.
Absolutely.
Knowles, who's been around forever. You were playing with Michael.
Yes.
You were in the same Sheffield team.
I was in the same team as Michael back in the day.
Who had great success as well. Back-to-back championships, didn't you?
We did indeed.
Some team.
Some good times there.
Some team back then. And I think I could still name you all. I reckon I could. Here they come. Dewsbury with Paul Sykes. Liam Finn now. Back the other way is the try scorer, Ryder. They're only 10 out. Day surveys what's available to him, and he's just going to scamper left on the inside. Scott towards the sticks. Finn is waiting, prowling. Will it go to him now? Yes, it does. They may have the numbers here. Sykes out to the left-hand side. It's good defence. Great defence from the Widnes Vikings.
Good defence.
To lift him and push him out. That was the sort of response the Widnes Vikings needed.
Yeah, it's good defence there from the Vikings. Good edge defence. I mean, like I said, on this pitch, it's tight. It's hard to go around teams. I like the ball movement there from Dewsbury. We haven't seen a lot of it this season. They've kept things pretty super simple, haven't they, by just going down that middle third. A lot of just one-up carries and a little bit of change of angle. But it was nice to see a little bit of ball movement there. But I thought Fleming did well to get on the outside of his man, but it was great cover defence there from the Vikings.
Widnes tried the little sneaky keeping the ball in the ruck there.
Yeah, they did.
The Rams were clued up to it. It's a tactic that we seem to be seeing more in the game in the last 12 months or so.
Yeah, agreed.
Here from Widnes. Moving the ball to Baker, who's put a stint in, hasn't he? Worked hard this evening. Patton, who's identifiable by his clean jersey. Only just coming on the field. Wearing that pristine red and white kit. Ball with Jack Owens now. To Baker, who had a bit of a juggle. Kept hold of it and then almost slipped under the tackle of Esselman. The tackle just shy of halfway again, though. Widnes are struggling to make the metres that they crave. And look at Finn with the pressure, as you mentioned.
His kick pressure has been outstanding all night.
Ball bounces. Always a risky game. Letting the ball bounce, but it wasn't punished. Oh, we've got a one-on-one ball strip.
Yep.
Well,
big play that from Pat Moran.
That was needed for Widnes. How big a moment could that be in this game? As Widnes now suddenly closing in on the Dewsbury Rams try line. Connor Scott's just come off for the Rams with Martin Riley, the big man, back on the field. Here they come down the left with Craven. Craven delays the pass, gives it to Wild, but Dewsbury have the numbers correct and they remain strong there. 4 metres away are the Vikings. Here's Patton. Patton goes in alone, but he's put down by 3 men as the Ranger starts to come down once again here at the Tetley Stadium. It's with the halfback, Lyons. There's nothing on there. It's a nothing play really from the Vikings. Now Patton again. He'll just stab it through. He'll come away with it. Martin just wanted to make sure, didn't he? Didn't fancy just guarding that one out like the one he did at the start of the game. It will be a goal line dropout.
Well, I did say that when Deck Patton came on, he will give you a kick thread out of dummy half, and that was a neat little kick there from Patton. He just puts it in behind the line, and like I said, Martin didn't want to take any risk, did he? He just thought, I'll bat it dead. We'll back ourselves to D up again.
And you can understand why they feel like that as well, because they've looked good on their own defensive.
Oh, they've been fantastic. Defensively, they've been brilliant tonight, Dewsbury.
Oh, Sykes has gone for the hammer. Oh!
What a play.
Paul Sykes.
What a play.
The most cunning of kicks. He's absolutely fooled the Widnes Vikings there.
That's brilliant. What a kick. The old stager.
Let's have a look at this on the replay.
Superb.
Oh, that's
brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Sometimes you've just got to stand up and applaud a play, and I think that's one of them.
Totally agree with you there, Matt. That was a fantastic piece of play. Great vision and great execution.
The wily old fox, Paul Sykes. Well, what's he given here, the referee? He's given... No, we're going to have to feed the scrum again.
Pack it again.
I think Dewsbury tried the same play that Widnes tried, didn't they? Keeping the ball in the ruck. Out it comes, and here is Ryder. Hands off one. He's so strong, Ryder. Look at him still going.
He has been strong, hasn't he?
We won't be far off you picking your man of the match candidates. Andrew Henderson.
Well, do you know what? At the moment, I have to say I've been impressed. I think
15, Liam Johnson.
Ryder's been solid, and he's been strong with his ball carries. I think Michael Knowles has added some presence on that left edge, but I think Liam Finn's been impressive. He's constantly put kick pressure on all night. He's really controlled things around for his team. His kicking game's been excellent. I mean, Sykes has been good too. It's been a real good team performance. It's going to be really difficult to choose an MOM tonight, I reckon, in that Dewsbury team, because they've been, each and every one of them have really contributed so far.
It's down to you, I'm afraid. Well, certainly down to pick the candidates. Last tackle, Liam Finn on the ball here. with that high cross. It looks a shade long, this one. It's not going to be. Gabriel's batted it back again. It's bounced awkwardly. Gabriel's let that one go here. What's the call going to be from the referee? Oh, he's given a turnover. Yeah, it did hit a Widnes man, but the referee has clearly deemed it as inadvertent.
Ball played the man, didn't it? Yeah.
I would agree. I think that's a good call from the referee there.
Absolutely.
And time slowly running out for the Widnes Vikings here.
Indeed.
Going to need a change of some sorts here to spark a revival. They can't complain about the scoreline as it stands. Coming away now, down that right-hand side. Baker feigns the reverse pass, but to no avail. Trying to get to his feet here. Patton at dummy half. A few steps
nice
left
little short side play that.
Right. It was.
But they're going to get ambushed now.
Are they going to be pushed out? Well, tell you what, Spedding's shown some good resistance there, not to be bundled into touch there.
Indeed.
Now they're going to shift it down the right, and they may have some numbers here. Craven fought about the early kick, went against it.
Great defence,
Ryder on Wild. And again, they've not made it over halfway, Widnes. Craven with a poor pass to receive it. Make some space for a kick. It's easy for Martin. Gives it into Willows for yet another carry. And the Rams start outside their own 20 again.
They do.
Coming down that left-hand side now with Fleming, who is put to the floor by Owens at the back, just lifting that leg, knocking his balance. Now Riley. Good wrestle there from Widnes to bring him down. It was Patton on that occasion. Oh, a fumble. He's got away with on there as Fraser Morris. He just managed to turn and keep hold, didn't he? Not the last tackle just yet, as Knowles. Oh, what a run from Knowles. Oh, it's a brilliant run from Michael Knowles. Ran with intent there, and that was just what Dewsbury needed. Last tackle. Here's Sykes, and now the game management comes out. Drilling it into touch. Widnes pat down on their own 10. What a carry, Michael Knowles.
Yeah, he's been, like I said, he's had some presence on that left edge this evening, hasn't he? But it's been a really good team performance so far from the Dewsbury Rams. You just can't fault any of them, really. They've all contributed so far to this performance, but there's still time. There's still a bit of work to do yet, and there's still an opportunity for Widnes to get back into this game. But for me, they're probably just playing from too wide a point. You know, they're playing from wide points. They need to play from tighter percentages, because this tight, narrow pitch, you can't play from wider points, and especially in these conditions when it's wet and it's greasy and passing slow, it's just easy for the defence to get up and map across. They don't have to. You're not challenging them enough. But if you go from a tighter point, like from the middle of the field, you split your halves. You can get straight on the 4-man, fix him. You can play on 3-man and isolate 3 and make him make a decision. And I think probably need to play from tighter percentages, Widnes, when they're coming down the field in good ball. You know.
Well, they're almost up to halfway here with Patton giving the ball into Craven. Waits and goes it alone. I think it's the first time we've seen Danny Craven run at the line tonight.
Agreed. First time he's took the line on, really.
And he's won a penalty as well. The Dewsbury man, is it Sam Day, just holding on to the top of his shirt.
Too long.
No doubt in Danny Craven's ability. Just had a quiet evening, hasn't he? Number 6. But he's still got time to influence the outcome of this game. Boots it.
Well, I did say that Widnes will get a little spell of momentum. They will get a say at some point in this half, and this could be it now. And it's going to be up to Dewsbury now to handle this.
Good hit.
Good shot.
Sam
Day. Good contact.
On the much bigger Ellis Robson. But Widnes only 10 out here. It's with Patton towards the sticks he goes, and little reverse pass. Has Moran got that ball down? The referee's having a good look.
Wow.
He deemed him just short. Great carry from
Great hit and spin.
Patton gets the ball to Owens. He's got numbers here. Surely this is a try. It goes to Dwyer. Dwyer with the Willow. He's lost the ball.
Oh, he's lost it.
How on earth have Widnes Vikings not scored there?
Well, it was the right decision to come to this left side. Dewsbury was short of numbers, and Connor Dwyer just loses possession as he steps back off the left. He comes in field, and the Dewsbury defence just do enough to force the error.
He's just panicked, hasn't he, Dwyer? As he's rolled round, he's tried to offload. He didn't need to do that. They had players in.
No,
they had players in the bank there. look on the big screen.
Yeah, well, they had him here. Like, so they had him short of numbers, and Sam Wild, he gives it on there. Dwyer steps off his left, he gets through, and you think he's going to go over, and he just loses possession. I'm not sure if he did offload, he just had a loose carry, and he just loses possession as he tries to spin. But great cover, just great scramble from the Dewsbury Rams. Fantastic scramble, and that's what they're about tonight, aren't they, Dewsbury? They've been very, very committed as a team to getting this, not only this performance, but this result.
The result so far, we must mention, not over yet.
Not yet, no, there's still time.
But as we've mentioned and alluded to several times, this isn't the pitch, this isn't the weather, these aren't the conditions you want to be chasing a game of rugby league in.
Not at all, not at all.
To be honest, looking at the way the rain's coming down again, I don't think I'd want to be playing rugby league full stop in these conditions. This is why I prefer sitting up here where it's a little bit warmer and a lot less muddy. High kick from
look at the wind hold that one.
Oh, it did. It was a good defensive set from Widnes though. And they start in a much more advanced position from a kick return.
It was an interesting kick play there. I understand kicking early, and we saw that tactic employed by Widnes in the first half, kicking early. But if you're going to kick early into a wind, you can't put it up high. You've got to get your trajectory of your kick lower. So you've either got to roll it through on the ground, or you've just got to get the kick and the trajectory lower, so it travels. You know, if you're putting it up in the air, it just goes anywhere. I mean, look at the swirling wind now and the rain. Wowzers!
I think there's even
this is horrendous.
Welcome to Summer Rugby League in the UK.
Goodness.
Here they come down the left-hand side. It's with Chapel Howe out wide. Cut out pass into Johnson, but he just breaks, doesn't he? No space.
Wow.
Last tackle. What will the wind do here as Craven gets the ball? Little stab for it, Crew. Who gets to it? It's fumbled by Knowles. It's fumbled by another. Oh, what's the referee going to give here? He doesn't. Oh, he's given the ball to Dewsbury.
Play on, he says, yeah.
That was a big call to make as Gabriel brings it forward. I think it's snowing, Andrew Henderson.
Oh, mate, it is. I don't know what it's doing, but it's everywhere. It's. Oh, I'm freezing.
These are the days when you prefer to be a coach than a player.
Oh, goodness me. Anyway, it is what it is. It is what it is. At least we're not on that field, eh?
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
Got a feel for them boys out there.
Rather them than me.
Goodness me.
And fair play to the hearty stalls in the terraces who've come along and are watching this game. Here's another kick. Look at the wind.
See, that's better. See the difference with that kick? He keeps it low, and it just goes further, and it goes in a touch, and it's a really good decision.
But again, now Widnes, look at the picture there. Those poor boys on that field. We'll do man of the match shortly, I think, won't we? We'll get the nominees from Andrew Henderson in 2 or 3 minutes or so. You have a good think, and
yeah. So because it goes on to the Hour League, doesn't the app, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
So for you viewers there, we'll have 4 nominees, and then you will get the opportunity to vote for your man of the match on the Hour League app. Now,
here they go. They've gone with the early kick. Oh, there's a foot race. Jack Johnson v Andy Gabriel. Who's going to get to it? Well, none of them are going to get to it because it's too long. That's unlucky. That is unlucky, but it's a 7-tackle set.
I don't mind that. That's an inventive play from Widnes, but unfortunately it doesn't come off of them. Now, just quick question for you. With the man of the match, does it have to be 2 from each team, or can it be 4 for one team?
It can be whoever you want it to be.
Fantastic, brilliant.
You can vote for yourself if you want. I think you'll get 0%.
I like that, indeed.
7-tackle set for the Rams. Here they come.
I did think that potentially it might be 2 from each team.
Well, we can go for 2 for each team.
But if it's 4 for one team,
I tell you what, we'll be nice to both teams. We'll go 2 each team.
I don't know. I'm thinking leaning more to Dewsbury at the moment, because I'm not sure there's been enough quality from the Vikings side to suggest they have anyone in the running for man of the match.
I'll tell you what, we will next pause in play. We'll ask you for your.
I've got me 4
nominees. Brilliant. Here comes Michael Knowles, and the pitch is just starting to hold a little bit of rain, isn't it, in the middle of the pitch?
Yep.
She's only going to make conditions worse. Logan Tompkins coming on shortly for the Vikings. Here's Sykes. Now Nelms bringing the ball back hard and true.
I think the front row of Dewsbury tonight have done a great job. I think Nelms and Riley laid a really good platform, and I think Connor Scott and John Magrin just backed that up when they came on. And
Another good kick as
done
well.
a solid job, the front row for the Dewsbury Rams tonight.
Right then, Andrew Henderson, let's have your 4 Our League Man of the Match nominees.
Well, I think at the moment I'm going to have to go with Michael Knowles from the Dewsbury Rams, Liam Finn from the Dewsbury Rams. Have to look at Adam Ryder from the Dewsbury Rams and Paul Sykes from the Dewsbury Rams.
There you are, our 4 nominees.
I think that's the way it is at the moment for me.
There's been some outstanding performances in that Dewsbury Rams team. They're closing in on yet another impressive victory against one of the perceived big hitters of the championship.
Jeez, I wish we had 5. I'd like to put Day in there as well, because he's had a pretty solid game.
He has. Here's Kenny Baker, who's been one of the better players for Widnes.
He's tried hard, hasn't he? He's tried.
Won't be pleased with that try that Sam Day scored in the first half. But other than that, he's
been pretty industrious, hasn't he, Kenny Baker? He's had a crack.
Again, Widnes struggling to make it over halfway as Tompkins now will look to add something of some deception. Great ball out wide to Mamo. Surely they're in here. Why is Mamo gone in alone and he's thrown it forward? Mamo just needed. They've dropped it, but it'll be a forward pass. Why did Jake Mamo not go in field there? It was a great run down the right.
Great run. He backed himself.
I think it was it Ellis Robson inside of him. Let's have a look on the replay.
Great rugby league football here. Down the short side, and Spedding done a great job to feed Mamo, and Mamo just backed himself to get around the fullback. It was a great tackle from Martin.
I think he should have gone inside.
I agree, but he's a quick man, is Mamo, and he's backs himself, and he's backed himself to go around Martin there. But that's a great cover tackle from the fullback, and he does enough. That was probably the most exciting passage of play we've seen from Widnes this season. It was a nice little short side attacking play. Dak Patton started it off by putting it out the back, and then Owens fed Spedding, and Spedding hit a great line, didn't he? And he done ever so well to get that ball to Mamo, because he was under pressure there. He done a great job. It was a nice skill.
Here's Day scattering the markers with the earlier carry was Ryder, and that allowed Day to just come out and make those meters on the 40. Back to Nelms. Finds his front nice and early, but it's a good tackle from Widnes. Not quite at halfway yet, the Rams. They are over it now with Morris. Another one-on-one tackle attempt there from this time it was Dak Patton, and inadvertently in that, I think it was Sam Day took a whack. He's trying to continue. I think he's okay, isn't he? Bit innocuous there. Not long to play here. 10 minutes or so. Morris with a man to play the ball. It is the last tackle. So it'll go to Sykes again, who's taken a lot of these kicking duties. Gets the kick away. That's brilliant.
Brilliant kick. Brilliant kick.
Can't beat that.
He must have heard me about getting those kicks low trajectories, because that one he'd done a few before when he put it up high, just had the hang time and he blew back on himself, didn't it? But he's certainly sorted it out since then, and 2 fantastic kicks, the last 2 from Paul Sykes. Well, great game management as well.
Widnes have chanced their arm on the last 2 sets with the blindside play and the kick and chase.
Yes.
Neither have come off, but what have they got up the sleeve here? Maybe something as Tompkins looks to go in alone.
Well, they're going to have to play hot now, aren't they? It's, there's 6.5 minutes left on the clock. They're going to have to try and get a bit of offload going here and just play a little bit hot. They're going to have to chance their arm, and they need to get 2 tries in 6 minutes.
The rain/snow/hail has stopped again. I'm sure it'll be back. The
going to need more than just 1-up carries, boys.
Tompkins is in discussion here with Patton. It's those 2 that combine here. Patton into the line, back on the inside is Spedding, but look again.
That's great defence.
The initial tackle was good, and
brilliant defence from Dewsbury.
Clear the ruck there as Tompkins gets the ball away, and down they come this left-hand side with Craven into the line. There's a man on the outside of Owens, but he's forced to retreat in. Then it's given to Wild to Tompkins, and they're just throwing the ball around here, trying to find some space.
That's what they've got to do.
Is there a chink in the Dewsbury Rams armour? Here is Mamo trying to break free. He's brought to a halt just shy of the Dewsbury 40. Last tackle for Widnes here. What will they try? Patton will go high. He's going to come down with snow on it. Is this one? Gabriel's dropped it, and Johnson picks it up. It's a repeat set for the Vikings. Now then, it's not quite Lance Chancellor, but it's getting close here. Can they come up with points? They need to now if they're going to get something out of this game. on the Rams try line.
Look at this short side. Look at the short side. Oh, they should have gone that short
goes
side.
it alone. Into Moran. Has Moran got that ball down? No, he hasn't. The referee says he's ever so slightly short. Tompkins has looked to his left, but he's going to go to his right. Here is Craven into Patton. Patton with the cutout ball into Spedding. Can Spedding get his way over? No, the ball's come loose. Who's got the ball? The referee gives a knock on. It's going to be Dewsbury Rams head and feed. And once again, Widnes cannot find a way past this rearguard Dewsbury Rams defence.
Not at all.
Tonight's attendance at the Tetley Stadium.
Again, Spedding there, and he just tries to flick it back on the inside. He didn't really need to do that. I don't think he was going into touch, was he?
I'd like to thank you for your support.
Like you said, they're playing
Tonight's
hot.
man of the match, selected by match sponsor Gear Up,
So,
is Dewsbury Rams, number 12, sponsored by Elaine and Peter Hollier. Michael Knowles.
Put the ball into the scrum. Michael Knowles got the man of the match here at the ground.
We also like to
you heard that over the tannoy.
that the club
Here's
shop
Morris.
will remain open for 30 minutes after full time.
The ball forward. It's another substitution here for the Rams. Anakin back on. Fraser Morris didn't do the longest of stints this evening, but
Yeah, he's done his job though, hasn't he? He's gone in there, he's done his 15 minutes or whatever he had to do, and that's what he had to do for the team, and that's it.
Anakin just back on the
Interchange
field.
for the Rams, leaving the field.
Bringing it
number
forward.
8, Fraser Morris, replaced by number 13, Chris Anakin.
The man who made that tackle. It looks like Lyons has gone too hard. Oh, look at the line speed there from Widnes. They charged, didn't they?
What annoys me as a coach sometimes is there's 5 or 6 minutes to go on the clock. You're losing, and then all of a sudden you see this level of intent. Where was that at the start? You know, that's the thing for me. Not with 5 minutes to go and you're chasing the game.
Nelms again. It's into Sykes, and Sykes goes for the big kick. Oh dear, Joyce. That's a mistake and a costly one. 2 at the back there for the Widnes Vikings, trying to keep the ball in play and keep the speed up. It's dropped, and now Dewsbury surely are going to win this game from here.
It looks very, very likely. 3 minutes on the clock.
Costly error. And Dewsbury may even be able to add some more points onto the scoreline themselves.
Yes, mate, yes. Clock off.
Fair play to the Rams, and Sykes again with that kick. It's come up trumps. Here they come now, down the middle of the pitch. That's Liam Johnson. To the right to Finn. Finn back on the inside is Ryder. Takes 3 men to put him to the floor. Day underneath the sticks. One more try would surely do it. If anyone deserves it, Luke Nelms is among them. He's put down just short of the line. Here they come down the left with a little pop pass and the power play. Good line defence from the Widnes Vikings. The Rams still plotting things in back play, and the 2 members of the old guard in Finn and Sykes. It's Finn into Anakin this time. He takes it towards the sticks, the hometown boy, but he's tackled on the Widnes try line. This is the last. It's going to go to Sykes this time. Sykes to Knowles, who drops the ball. Widnes pick it up, and they'll start inside their own 10. Not the flashiest end of St Andrew Henderson, but nevertheless, Widnes have to come away from their own line.
Yeah, no, and look at this line speed from the Rams. Again, it wasn't the flashiest end of sets, knock on from Knowles, but they finished inside the 10 in a corner, and now they can just really ramp up and get off their line as they do here. And they're just been so impressed with their defence tonight, the Rams. Their tackle control, their contact, they're getting numbers in and just controlling the ruck really, really well.
And then a forward pass, and well, Widnes have somewhat fallen apart in the last 5 minutes or so, haven't they?
They have indeed, Matthew. It's not been a good night at the office, and you feel for those travelling fans that have come over the Pennines, and they've certainly not been entertained tonight, have they, by their side. But the Dewsbury faithful will be very, very pleased and proud of their team tonight, because they have been absolutely brilliant. You know, they've kept it simple, effective. You know, they've kicked well, they've chased well, they've defended really, really well for each other. A very, very committed and spirited performance from the Rams.
And with victories now over Halifax and Widnes, maybe we'll all have to revise.
Well, that will just give them some confidence, and it's very encouraging signs for them.
They might get another try here with a good ball set in the closing stages of this contest. Ball into Nelms, who will just carry the ball one out into that Widnes line. Maybe they'll have something a bit more expansive up the sleeve here. It goes to Finn. Finn has a look. Just on into Magrin. Put to the floor, he's just come back on. Sam Day will go to his right, to Finn. Here's Ryder. He's already got one. Not going to get another on this occasion, but there's still tackles in the bank here for the Rams. It's with Liam Finn. Finn to Magrin. Was a bit flat-footed there, the former Bradford man. This is the last for Dewsbury. It will go into Finn. Finn to Sykes. Now, the pop pass, it didn't come off again, looking for Knowles. It's stabbed through. The referee said play on, and he's happy just to say that the game should restart from there. Well, he's given a
change over there.
Turnover now. He's retracted his, or revised his decision, and it means Widnes, well, they just get 10 metres further up the field, don't they? Here they go. They need to come up with something a bit expansive here, I feel, Hendo, because we are into the very, very dying embers of this game.
Yep, we are indeed. Look down their short side, maybe. Oh, no, it's too slow. That's been the story, and they've just not been able to get any ruck speed tonight, Widnes.
Here's Chapelhout, to be precise, Ted Chapelhout, and the number 10 on his back. Tompkins into Craven, took the ball into the line and gave the pass, but again, Dewsbury, no problems figuring out what to do with that one. Here's Craven. Oh, it's dropped by Moran. It'll be picked up by Lions, but the referee gives a knock on. It's another mistake from Widnes. And surely, from here, there is no way back for the Widnes Vikings. They are going to fall to defeat to the excellent Dewsbury Rams.
Yep. Brilliant performance tonight from the Dewsbury Rams. They've been excellent. They've been really good value. They've just done the simple thing as well. I mean, the only criticism you could have of them is probably their discipline. Certainly probably for the first maybe 50, 55 minutes, they gave too many penalties in yardage, didn't they? You know, it's just, you know, didn't allow them to really go for the juggler and put that pressure on as they'd like to. But apart from that, they've been excellent. Defensively, like I said, they've had really good line speed. And a lot of that's because they finished their sets, their outcomes to end of sets. The way Sykes and Finn have been able to put the ball where they wanted to at the end of sets, whether it was through a running play or a kick play. And they've just had them in them corners, haven't they? And they've just been able to really get off the line and get numbers in. They've been getting 3, 4 into tackles, controlling it, making it slow. Widnes have not been allowed to get any ruck speed or get on the front foot, and they've won that field position battle. And then they've been able to capitalise on that, haven't they? And well, it's getting a little bit tasty down there, Matthew. And Pat Moran not happy with something.
Pat Moran and Liam Finn, that was.
Yeah, getting a little bit tasty. It's just frustration there, I think, from the Widnes Vikings, man.
Not that Dewsbury will mind one bit, because they got the penalty.
Yeah.
Which Finn puts into touch. 30 metres away.
We'll keep it clean here.
Widnes, crestfallen Dewsbury. Well, for them, happy to take their time here, aren't they? And it's just getting a little bit scrappy there, isn't it? There wants to be a few afters and little niggly exchanges between the two teams. Frustration boiling over. Here's Johnson with the carry, put down 15 out. Dewsbury looking to put an emphasis onto this big result for them. Coming forward with Magrin. Great carry as well, he's only 2 metres out here. Day waits at dummy half, he goes to his, well he doesn't, it's
penalty.
I thought it was quick.
I'll take the 2.
They seemed very quick off their line there, Widnes, and that was the reason. It was too quick for the referee's liking.
Absolutely. Yeah, you've got to let the ball clear the ruck.
I disagree.
Penalty there. They'll take the 2 points, close the game out.
Just take a look at this on the replay. The player was in there at the play of the ball, and well,
he has picked it up, to be fair, hasn't he? Yeah. So you could argue there was an opportunity for a play, but there's the siren, there's full time, Matthew.
Well, they'll still get the chance to add 2 points, but what a win for Dewsbury this is.
Brilliant win.
Just as we wait for Paul Sachs, what does this tell us about the Dewsbury Rams? A victory over Halifax, a victory over Widnes. These are teams that we expect to be in and around the playoff race.
Yes, I think it's really encouraging signs for the Rams. What I will say is they've won these games at this time of the season when the track is a little bit heavier. Probably suits them a bit better than some of the opposition that they're playing. The challenge for Dewsbury now will be to try and maintain that consistency, and when the tracks do firm up, are they going to be able to handle the speed and the tempo that some of these teams will be able to play at? That's going to be the challenge for them, because they are quite a big side, and these sort of conditions really suit the style of play. But what I have to say is the commitment that they've shown tonight in terms of what they've done defensively and offensively has been first class. They've played the conditions a lot better than their opposition. I love the way they shared the workload throughout the team. The forwards did a great job. I thought the prop forwards, the two that started the game, laid a great platform. The two that come off the bench added value when they came off. The outside backs have all got involved and shared the workload as well. And I just feel like defensively they were excellent. They had line speed, they had numbers in, kick pressure. They were just harassing Widnes all the time. They were hungry and determined. And I just thought it was a really good performance overall from the Dewsbury Rams.